Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today's topic of conversation, couple of topics, are, I had a comment left in my comments box, can't remember which vlog it was off. It simply said, too heavy, gutless, no thanks. Yeah, too heavy, gutless, no thanks. So, my question is what do we think of that then? Now, before I move on to my thoughts, can I just say thank you very much to everybody who's supported my little efforts here, my little channel. Thanks to the people who are commenting and liking, and particularly to the people who subscribed, and an extra special thanks to those who subscribed off the back of the last vid, where I was coming out of my comfort zone a little bit and asking people to consider pressing the button for me, because quite a few people have done that, and I just wanted to say how much appreciated it is. I'm not going to keep banging on about it, but it does help the channel, it does help me grow a bit, and yeah, thank you very much to all who've done it. Now, today's a bit strange because I've got something planned for today. I've got a test ride on another bike, and they rang me up and said something's happened to it. I think they seem to say somebody caused damage or something to it, and they weren't happy with me how it was. There was something wrong with the front disc or the front brake or something, and he said, I'm not happy with you riding it how it is, which is fair enough. So we can get it sorted, then I'll ring you up and you come back. So this is a change of plan. So I just thought I'd have a little tickle around and talk about one or two things. I've also got some photos coming up, and I want to share a little bit of info. Remember Pete on the last one, he was telling us about crash helmets. Well, he sent me a little bit of stuff about leathers, gloves and jackets and textiles and stuff like that. I'm not going to go into mega detail about it, but there was something that I picked up that I don't do, and I thought, oh well, yeah, no, I never really thought about that. But anyway, let's deal with the first thing in hand. Is it too heavy, this bike? Well, what is it, 196 kilos wet? It's a bit portly, isn't it? It's not a light thing, but it's all metal, isn't it? You know, we've got metal mud guards, we've got metal side panels, we've got metal everything. We've got a sturdy steel frame that will stand the test of time. You know, it's going to be heavy, isn't it? Let's face it, really, it's almost like a world motorcycle, isn't it? It can go anywhere. If it can cope with the roads in India, I'm sure it can cope with a few potholes over here. But that probably explains some of the weight. It probably is a bit heavy, yeah. You know, are they putting loads into making it lighter? Probably not. Why do they need to? But and what about power? Underpowered. 20 brake horsepower, 15 at the rear wheel. Yeah, it's not going to set your backside on fire, is it? You know, I was reading about a bike, I just touched on it, I was on Kawasaki website. Now I think, because I don't keep abreast of the latest things, I used to when I was a boy. I knew all the things that were coming out and, you know, why they were an improvement over the last one, but I don't really follow it nowadays. I mean, I should probably buy motorcycle news, but I don't really follow it. But anyway, I was reading about this Kawasaki, and the latest Kawasaki, or one of the, I don't know if it's the latest one, but 300, north of 300 brake horsepower. 300 brake horsepower. 220 kilos, 225, something like that. So not much heavier than this, with 300 horsepower. Jesus Christ, I mean, how fast's that going to be? Power to weight ratio and all that. I mean, it's going to be a rocket ship, isn't it? And you know, going back to me comment about too heavy, too heavy, not powerful enough, no thanks. If I was 20, 25, 30 maybe, I might be thinking the same thing. I might be thinking, oh, well, you know, I don't want that. And I get that. That's brilliant. You know, we'll get something else that suits you then. Because as I've said numerous times, I mean, motorcycle is like a broad church, isn't it? It's like, you know, you wouldn't put a Grand National winner in a field pull a plough, would you? You know, it's horses for courses. It's whatever suits you. And quite frankly, it's not perfect because, you know, if you're on about serious long distance touring, or, you know, you can't take it on a track, can you? It's not a sports bike. But we know that when we buy it, don't we? We know that we're just getting a little putt-putt that'll tickle around the lanes on a sunny day, that'll give us a bit of freedom, maintain our relationship with the motorcycle. And when you get one of these, when you've got realistic expectations, it actually over-delivers. I haven't had a comment, I don't think I've had, I saw one lad that said, no, I've had it, I've tried it, it isn't powerful enough, I'm off, I'm going to get something else. He was on YouTube. Fair enough, ski. So he's coming from a position of knowledge. And I guess what he's saying is, it doesn't suit him at this moment in time. But the vast majority of people are delighted with these little classics, aren't they? They're absolutely delighted with them. They more than fulfill, you know, they over-deliver, don't they? They outperform what you expect. So, to my mind, you can't really, I'm sorry, I don't know who it was that made that comment. It wasn't one of my regulars. But you can't just pop up and put that, because in a way it's just showing you ignorance, isn't it? You know, I'm happy, do you know, I love all bikes, I do. I'm probably crackers, but I can't see much bad. I can always see some good in a bike. And this is no exception, but this genuinely does perform better than you'd expect it to. So let's not have comments like that, eh? If he's watching, I better put another one on now. I don't know, you know. But anyway, I don't think it. Is it heavy? Yeah. Is it high on the horsepower? No. But does it put a smile on your face? And let's face it, what's the biggest indicator that you got a good bike? You won't get on it and ride it. You know, this is brill. I've got a few potholes here, no surprise there, but I'm off-road. So that's that covered with. Is it too heavy? Yeah, okay. Is it underpowered? Yeah, okay. Would you get rid of it? Probably not. No, it's brilliant. Unless I had to do something else. And horses for courses, this is brill. Now then, I hope you can hear this, but let's just have how do you think this bike's running? So all I've done is put a decat and I've put the DNA filter on it, haven't I? Hey? Right, hope you can hear this. Let's have a listen. There you are, hope you can hear that. If you can't, I'll cut it out at the editing stage, but hopefully you can, and I think it's running great now. I do genuinely think it was an improvement. I'm not sure, I think the silencer for me personally is probably a step too far, but for you it might not be. Now, if you remember Pete, I'll just shut my visor, if you remember Pete on the last one, he's the Iron Garrick man from France. And he shared some info about crash helmets, didn't he? How to fit them and all that sort of good stuff. So he also sent me a bit about leathers. Now I haven't got my notes and I'm going to do this on the fly, but I remember reading it. But what I can remember of it and how much he's right, another matter. So let's have a look at a few things. First thing he says, if now me personally, I've never really had leathers. I've never had a sports bike. I've certainly never had a set of them like Power Rangers leathers. I see them walking up and down. Some of them look stupid in them, some of them it fits right, you know, and some of them are old, and I don't know, it never really bothered me too much. But I can see the attraction in them. If you go and do a track day or something like that, you want a bit of protection. I get all that, but I've always been a bit of a textile man. Although having said that, I did get a leather jacket, just a standard black leather jacket, I don't know, 12 months ago. And love it on a sunny day. I'm in my textile today. It's a bit cold. It's a bit on the cool side, so I've left that at home today. But leathers, what was he saying about that? Right, okay. Pretty much any leathers you buy, whether it be a set of gloves. Let's have a look at the gloves. What he said about the gloves was, leather gloves, was that when you first buy them, they should be pretty much a struggle to get on. You should get them on, but it shouldn't be easy. Because, and the same goes for leather jackets and leather and everything, they all give, I think he said, they all give like 6 to 8% in use. So what's super tight now will be snug fit once you've worn it in the not too distant future, in no time at all. So don't buy anything that's too big, obviously, because it'll go bigger as you use it. And he did say that when he was on about suits, I think, he said that if you buy a suit that, first, somebody else he said, don't wear jeans underneath them or anything like that, just wear some, now he called it performance underwear. So, hey, who wear Missy's performance underwear? So, yeah, I know what we all know what he means, don't we? I mean, I think I've got some like cycling long johns on underneath me textile suit now. Keeps me comfy. They look just like a thick pair of tights, aren't they? But that's the sort of thing you want underneath your leather jeans, not leathers, because they go to baggy again. If you're trying leathers on with jeans on, they're going to be too big, aren't they? So that's that. So I think I'm not doing much of a job of this, I should have looked at my notes, shouldn't I? But so leather gives, so buy not small, but you know, let it be a bit of a struggle to get on. I think that goes for most things. Well, and what he did say, which I did find quite interesting, was when you've got your gloves on, your leather jacket needs, or your textile jacket, sorry, needs to go on the outside of your gloves. Now I've always put my jacket on, then put my gloves on, and pulled my gloves around the outside of the jacket. But he's saying, no. Your jacket has to go on the outside of your gloves. And the reason he gave for that is he said that the most waterproof gloves in the world are no good if you've got your jacket tucked in, because when you're riding along, the water will run down your jacket and straight into your gloves. Hey? Now I never thought of that. I never ever thought of that. Now I have to be honest, I'm riding along here now and I've got the opposite, but it's not raining, is it? But it does make sense. If it's pelting down with rain, it's a bit like your leggings, isn't it? They go over your boot so that it'll run down your leggings and off. If you had them tucked in your boots, the water would run into your boots, wouldn't it? Well, it's the same with your gloves, and I hadn't thought of that. All I've ever thought about was, yeah, but when I'm going along the road, if it's not raining, which it normally isn't raining when I'm going out, then the wind goes up my jacket, doesn't it? You know what I mean? If my jacket's on the outside of my gloves, the cuffs, then I'll get wind in me, won't I? I don't want any more wind in me. You've seen that. I've got enough wind we're going on with. I'm just going to pull up here, let this car go past. So that's that. So I tell you what, if you weren't confused when we started, you will be now. Okay, just before I come out today, 1 o'clock news. 1 o'clock news. I tell you what, I can't believe how powerful I am. I can't believe how powerful I am with Well, nearly 900, about 900 subscribers now. Brilliant. Thanks ever so much for that. Hey up, missus. So, listen to this, the power of Shotto. They're only looking at changing the 20 mile an hour speed limit in Wales, aren't they, back to 30? Hey, what about that? I was only moaning about it last week before. They must have heard me. They must have heard me. Yeah, changing it back. Yeah, I don't think it was all down to me, to be honest with you. Apparently the bloke on television was saying, yeah, well, he said we changed it to 6 months as an experiment, and we always said we were going to review it. Well, now the bloke that bought it in, he's gone, hasn't he? So guess what? They've had this petition from about 40 million Welsh people. Well, probably 40 million sheep over there and 1 million people, but you know what I mean. They've had all these petitions and stuff, and it looks like the experiment is certainly going to be reduced. Now, and like I was saying at the time on my blog, see, they weren't listening to me again. I was saying, nobody minds 20 in an accident black spot on a horrible junction or outside of school at school time. Nobody ever is going to object to that. Of course they aren't. Let's have some common sense. But a blanket 20 mile an hour ban. Do you remember some of them roads I was showing you near Llangollen? Ridiculous. Didn't make sense. And anyway, it would appear that they've been listening to me and they can change it back now. So there you go. Vote for me in the general election. I'll sort about, I tell you. Yeah, so there you are. That's your 20 mile an hour covered. Feel free to comment and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and I'll see you on the next one. But until then, look after yourselves, ride safely, watch out for the potholes and the lunatic drivers. Bye.